The cafe smelled of burnt beans and stale bread. At a corner table, a broad-shouldered man hunched over a chipped cup of cold tea. His name was Chukwudi Bear Okafor, once a lion of Nigerian football, now a ghost. There was a time when his roar shook stadiums, when boys became warriors under his command. But all that was gone. Today, no one in the cafe even looked at him. A group of students argued about football nearby, but not one of them recognized the legend sitting in their midst. He stirred the tea without drinking, his eyes far away. And in those eyes flickered memories he could not bury. Stadium lights blazing, crowds roaring, his own voice thunderous as he barked orders down the line. Victory had once followed him like a shadow. But another memory came too, sharp, cruel. Headlines splashed across newspapers. Accusations of scandal. A booster had paid players illegally. Chukwudi hadn't taken the money, but he hadn't stopped it either. To the press, silence was guilt. Overnight, the Lion had become a disgrace. Now, instead of stadiums, he worked at a roadside petrol station. Every morning, tinted SUVs rolled up. Young men barked orders, dropped coins into his hands, and sped away without a glance. Once, a boy had asked, "Baba Chubbs, is it true you were a coach?" Chukwudi had only muttered, "Long ago," before turning away. At night, in his tiny one-room flat, he sat in the dark staring at the only decoration on his wall, a framed photograph of his 1997 championship team. Their arms were raised in joy, their faces glowing. He touched the glass sometimes, whispering to the silence, "Where did I go wrong?" That afternoon, in the cafe, the door opened. A tall man in a plain suit stepped inside. He scanned the room, then smiled with recognition. Tunde Adebayo, once a wiry striker under Chukwudi's command, now a school principal. He approached, warmth in his eyes. "Coach Bear," he greeted. "No one calls me that anymore," Chukwudi muttered. "I still do," Tunde replied, sitting across from him. "Because I remember the man who believed in me." They spoke over lukewarm tea. And then, Tunde placed a request that cut through Chukwudi like a blade. His school had a football team, the Ravens. They were deaf, hard-of-hearing teenagers. Misfits, underestimated, ignored. Without a coach, they would soon be disbanded. "I want you to lead them," Tunde said quietly. Chukwudi laughed bitterly. "Deaf children? You expect me to shout plays at boys who can't hear the whistle?" Tunde leaned closer. "They don't need your shouting. They need your heart. And, coach, this may be your last chance too." The words burned. Last chance. Pride rose like fire in Chukwudi's chest. Did this man pity him? See him as desperate? He shoved his chair back, jaw tight, and left without answering. That night, alone in his flat, the silence pressed heavy. He sat staring at the old photograph, haunted by the boys who had once trusted him. And Tunde's words echoed like a curse, "Last chance." Then, close to midnight, came a knock on his door. Chukwudi opened it to find Tunde again, this time holding a small football. "Come tomorrow," Tunde said. "Just see them. If you feel nothing, walk away. But if you do, you'll know this isn't the end." He placed the ball in Chukwudi's hands and left. Chukwudi sat on his bed, the ball heavy in his lap. His calloused fingers traced its seams, rough and familiar. For the first time in years, something stirred inside him, not anger, not pride, but longing. The night was silent. The city outside slept. And in that silence, Chukwudi whispered to himself. One last whistle. The words hung in the air, fragile but dangerous. For tomorrow, he would walk through gates he had never imagined, into a world of silence that could either break him or finally save him. To be continued.